Welcome to Culture Wire. I'm your host, Meg Schiffler. On this episode, San Francisco Director of Cultural Affairs, Luis Cancel, visits with one of the Arts Commission's very special grantees.
The Asian Pacific Islander Cultural Center is one of 7 arts organizations that receive annual support from the San Francisco Arts Commission. And joining me today to talk about APIC's annual festival is Vinay Patel, their executive director. Vinay, welcome to Culture Wire.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, I understand that this is the 13th annual festival. And could you tell me the name of the festival?
The name of the festival is called the United States of Asian America. And the name is actually a celebratory name of the contributions and experience of Asian Americans in the United States. And we also celebrate the rich diversity within what we call Asian Pacific Islanders as well, in terms of culture, experience, and multidisciplinary arts. And
the festival actually is very wide-ranging, right? I mean, you have 16 venues.
Yes.
And how many different performing arts groups are involved?
We have over 85 artists now participating in the festival, and 16 venues and 21 events. There are over 15 groups that are performing in this year's festival. So we're very, very actually pleased with how everything's been turning out. So they recently kicked off at the beginning of May, and will continue till June 13th. Is that correct? That is correct. We have, unlike recent past years, we had to expand the festival because there's been so much activity going on and so many people want to be part of this celebration. And so we're very honored and pleased to have this length of a festival going all the way into June. Now we're kind of zooming in on one of the groups because we couldn't cover everybody, right? So Francis Wong, whose performance, I'll be talking with him shortly. Francis is one of the pioneers in the Asian American jazz movement, and he's also one of San Francisco's very own. And so we're very honored that API Cultural Center and the United States of Asian America Festival can be part of this program. So Vinay, in addition to Francis Wong, what are some of the other highlights from your perspective in the festival? Well, we have actually 3 gallery openings in this year's festival. One is called Reclaim, which is going to be at Soma Arts. The other is Third Friday Art Receptions, which are happening at 4 different San Francisco supervisors' offices. And another one called Mining the Creative Source. Thank you for sharing the festival's content with us here on Culture Wire. Thank you very much.
Well, it's in celebration of the 40th anniversary of the strikes at UC Berkeley over the issue of ethnic studies. So it's a part celebration of that history as well as some of my personal history going back to that period.
What sort of led to this multidisciplinary collaboration?
Well, I'm from San Francisco, and from the 60s on, that's really the aesthetic within San Francisco, whether it's the beat poets working with the musicians and the dancers who were the waitresses at Keystone Corner, the jazz clubs, or actors or whatever. So the idea is like we're all a community and we share this common story, and why don't we tell the stories together?
Did you reach out to the dancers and how did it come together? Or did they come to you?
Well, LENORA Lee, the choreographer and dancer, she actually was a student of mine in a residency in Chinatown at Cameron House. So I developed a friendship with her over many years. And also with the spoken word artist, I met him at a benefit at one of an event in Chinatown. So it's part of that ongoing, really rich relationship building that happens in our arts community here.
I got a chance to hear a little bit of your performance, and I'm a big fan of John Coltrane's, and you really play a phenomenal sax yourself. Could you tell me a little bit about your musical influences?
A particular piece about John Coltrane, though, was the fact that he reached out to Asia in his global vision And as an Asian American growing up and coming up in this country seeking some kind of recognition, that was very meaningful to be recognized as making that kind of contribution. So I really owe a debt to John Coltrane for recognizing my culture and seeing it and uplifting it as part of the music of this world.
So Francis, I know that your family history is really very rich and complex in terms of illustrating how the Chinese diaspora has occurred over a period of 2 centuries. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it began, in the 1870s when my great-grandfather, instead of coming with everybody else to the United States to build a railroad or whatever, he went to Mauritius, which is off the coast of Madagascar. And he met a woman there who was Creole, African and French and Chinese. And so they married and they had, family, and I'm a product of that union. And growing up here in the Bay Area, we have so many influences because, of course, we're a gateway for immigration from many countries. And so you walk down the street and you are participating in that mix. And so in my music, I really want to express and represent that kind of process that goes on in our streets here in San Francisco, because it is the most exciting part of being here in the city.
Well, Francis Wong, thank you very much for being part of Culture Wire, and especially thank you for being one of the great artists of San Francisco.
Oh, thank you so much.